Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Rusty McCranie, and welcome to Weather Express. It's your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, we do have a developing tropical depression here off of the east coast of Florida and Georgia, and that will have impacts for the rest of the holiday weekend. So let's get into it here. Again, at this point in time, as we're recording this video, it's still an Invest 92L, but hurricane hunters are going out and they're watching this system, and most of the models have this wrapping up into becoming a tropical depression as we get into the later hours of July 4th and then over the weekend as well. Big blowup of convection on the southeast side. There's still some dry air on the western side. This is what it looks like on the visible satellite imagery. Again, if we can get these convection bands to fully wrap around the system, we'll get a closed center of circulation, and that is likely to happen again within the next 24 hours. Now, the biggest question is, does this become a tropical storm? That would be named Chantal. When I show you guys the HRRR model here, this is the high resolution rapid refresh, you'll see it begin to wrap up. It gets stronger. It then begins to work its way towards the South Carolina and North Carolina coastlines later on Saturday and into Sunday. Now, some of the models push it a little bit more due west into North Georgia coastline or South Carolina coastline, but it does look like, regardless, this is going to be moving back inland over the holiday weekend. So there's not going to be a lot of time for this to stay offshore and get much stronger than, again, a tropical depression or a very weak tropical storm. Appreciably, it's going to bring up to 3 to 6 inches of rain in some of these areas and some pretty breezy conditions and obviously elevated surf and sea conditions as well. These are the wind gusts right now. Savannah has already had a 35-mile-an-hour wind gust, so we have had from time to time some gusty winds already, and that will continue all the way down the east coast of Florida as well, where, by the way, westerly winds from Orlando, Tampa to Miami are pulling in a lot of moisture from the Gulf, and that's aiding in widespread showers and storms. So even away from this center, we do have some impactful weather as far as that goes. Here's another interesting feature. This right here in Texas is actually the remnants of Tropical Storm Barry, which is still kind of holding on to a broad mid-level center and producing some rain from just south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area towards San Antonio and even some thunderstorms. But that's why there's this cluster of rain in South Texas that's out all by itself. Beautiful 4th of July in our northeast part of the United States here. Just a fantastic day. Living on the visible satellite imagery, fair skies out there, a little bit of cloud coverage in Maine, a little bit of cloud coverage there on the southern side of the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, but we're looking pretty good. Out west, we are seeing a cluster of thunderstorms moving back through portions of the Intermountain West coming off of the Pacific Northwest and some cooler weather, but folks there won't mind it how hot it's been. Still have some triple-digit heat in the southern sides of California and Phoenix down towards the Tucson area there in portions of Arizona. We do have the opportunity for severe storms later today in the northern plains and the western Great Lakes, and that's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch there. So let me show you that is currently into play and how this is going to play out. Let me go over to what's happening at this point in time and then break it down for you guys. Few thunderstorms in the Dakotas right now, International Falls. They're really just getting started, but this area of low pressure in Idaho is going to kick more instability out of the high plains of Big Sky Country. And as we go through the latter half of this July 4th, thunderstorms going to break out over the Dakotas and portions of central and the northern sides of Minnesota. For Saturday, your risk of severe storms is back into, again, Montana, portions of Wyoming, the western sides of the Dakotas and Nebraska. Some thunderstorms could run along a dry line all the way back down to the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, and obviously generalized scattered showers and storms with that developing tropical depression there along the southeast United States coast. So let me go back over to the HRRR model here and just again show you guys the wide view. And as we do so, thanks for taking a quick second and liking and subscribing. I appreciate you guys. So again, running up the coastline, heavier rain, OBX, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, on over towards Savannah. Here's your cluster of severe storms that'll be moving through places like Green Bay, Minneapolis, the UP of Michigan, and then thunderstorms will just kind of back build on Saturday through portions of Missouri. And again, a few more storms developing right there on the high plains and coming off of there. So, that's where the most active weather is going to be. We'll be quieter out west. We'll be quieter in the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. A mainly fantastic rest of the July 4th weekend. Risk for severe storms for Sunday. There's a better chance for overall scattered thunderstorms on Sunday, but not a big risk except for, again, portions of Wyoming and eastern sides of Colorado, and the central plains for the opportunity for some heavier storms there. When we look at the overall precip here, is what it looks like on the GFS model. First of all, a lot of heavy rain over portions of the central sides of the plains. You're not going to see a ton of heavier rain here along the coast because the GFS model is a model that actually pulls this system offshore. When I swing back over to the HER model and I go all the way out, and the farthest this can take you is Sunday morning, you'll see there's heavier rain along the Carolina coastline, not as much in Georgia, but the interesting thing is with the west winds from Orlando, Tampa to Miami, you're still going to pick up some 3 to 6 rainfall totals as the moisture feeds up and wraps into that developing center. Friends, I'm out of time. Appreciate you making Weather Express a part of your daily routine. Let me know in the comments section below where you're viewing from. And again, thanks so much for liking and subscribing. Have a great rest of your day. Happy 4th. I'll see you back tomorrow with the latest 5-minute forecast.